Good evening and welcome to Night Callers Bigfoot Radio. You're here with your hostess, Lauren Smith, and tonight we are going to be talking to the grand poobah of the weird, Mr. Greg Morrill himself. But first, I would like for you to please join me in supporting that hardworking Night Callers crew and hit the thumbs up on whatever platform you're using to listen to the show. And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my shows coming up or new content that I plan on putting out very soon. So I'm not going to keep you from the guest because he has waited so patiently so far. All right, Greg, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm quite good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Look at this.
I like your headwear.
My headwear. I decided things were going to get very weird and I should be prepared.
Yes, you look like a little Hershey kiss. No.
That's not what I was going
for. What is the goal of this? What does this do for you?
This?
Yes.
Well, it's a little
the
weird.
Hat. I'm gesturing to my hat for the podcast listeners.
Oh, so it's not the twisty foil stem at the top, it's the entire piece that you're asking about.
Yes, what does it have a function?
I just like to wear it for all the weirdness. I'm connected.
Oh, that's good.
To the cosmos. Okay. Blocking brainwaves.
No, there.
No. Okay.
Blocking brainwaves. That's untrue. It actually amplifies brainwaves. It's nice. Conductive metal. Come on.
So I could literally just whoom, 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 whoom out into the universe right now.
Right now, if you wanted to, you could.
I'm here for it.
You can do anything you put your mind to.
And amplify it if you wear a tinfoil hat.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I won't amplify through this show since it's your show. So
we could wear it. I don't mind. Well, my fez is much nicer.
I was gonna say I love your hat. This is why you're the grand. Fez. This is why you're the grand poobah of the weird.
The grand poobah. That's what the Oddfellows guys that wear the fezzes. They drive around in the little cars.
Yes.
Yeah, those guys are cool, but I think I got the inspiration. I was inspired by Gravity Falls, Great Uncle Stan.
Yes.
Do you remember that cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
It was a good one.
That was a good one. That was good times.
There's even some good, there's some good Fortean references in that show. Lots of them.
So the orbs, they said the orbs will bounce off of my hat. That would be nice. I have an orb problem.
They'll be attracted to it for sure.
Great. That's not what we need in the studio today. Nope. Absolutely not.
You don't want to be sending strange orbs wrong signals.
Sounds like my dating life back in the day, but okay. We'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
exactly what your mom would say, you know that.
Oh, it is. My mother. Oh, speaking of my mom. Hi, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hi, Mom.
I was nervous she wasn't going to make it.
I'm glad you made it.
Ash, thank you, Ashers, for showing up for me tonight.
Hello.
Well, for Greg tonight, I guess.
Uh-huh.
She said, is it a problem, though? It's only a problem if you think it's a problem. So that's true.
It's all a state of mind.
We also got Mothboy Matt in the house. He said,
Matty.
He said, you inspire me, Greg.
Yeah. Right back at
and you. JB's in the house. Bigfoot Society podcast.
Bigfoot Society. And Meet a Visitor Festival.
Oh, yes.
Hype train.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's all the hype you get.
That's all
I'm done hyping.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Oh, JB, he said it's like the Clubhouse, but you can see the people.
It's frightening. I don't actually wear this when I'm on Clubhouse. It's pretty boring. No, my hair is usually like greasy, and I kind of do. But I get bad cell reception. I figure it can help boost the signal.
I would like to remind everybody, if you have a question for Greg, please type it in all caps, and my moderator team will get that to me ASAP so that I can ask the Grand Poobah for you.
Wow. You have a team? You have a moderator team?
I have a moderator team.
That's incredible. God bless them. Bless them. Honestly.
Exactly.
I would love to have a moderator team.
It's very nice. Used to, like, we started the moderator team because the host couldn't host and run the switchboard back in the day, but now there's not. Yeah, now
like a call-in radio.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I ran the switchboard. My mom was the host.
Nice.
I ran the switchboard, ran the chat, put in all the links, all of that kind of stuff. And then now we have this configuration, and my moderator team collects all the questions and gets them to me, make sure that nobody is acting stupid in the chat. If they do, they put them in timeout.
Making sure that Mothman 46 isn't trolling us.
Just saying. I didn't say the names, you said the names. Also, Ash, I just want to point out, we're only wearing clothes from the belly button up. So, joke's on you. She said she feels bad for the folks on camera because we have to wear clothes. Okay, good question, Mothboy Matt.
Okay.
Gregothy. How did you get... Okay, that was close.
Like Timothy, but Gregothy.
Gregothy? Okay. Yeah. How did you get into the Fortean subject?
I guess I was born, and it's there. I mean, you can't deny the things that people don't want to talk about, the unexplained.
Yes.
So, more specifically, when did I get into the community? I guess during 2020 and during COVID.
So you and JB joined about the same time.
Yeah, I think he was actually running the podcast a little before that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a couple from 2019, but he's probably watching. He could tell you. Anyways. Yeah, I think shortly after he was into it, I heard his podcast.
Yeah.
When you search Bigfoot podcast on Apple,
mm-hmm.
Bigfoot Society podcast pops right up.
Yeah, he's got those CEOs nailed.
Yeah. Brilliant.
He is. So did you ever do any, like, read any books that got you more interested in the subject? Was there something that you gravitated towards more before you found the community, like when you were younger?
Oh yeah, like Ripley's Believe It or Not books, and
mm-hmm.
they'd have like strange articles in National Geographic once in a while. And I mean, the library had a few books. The book fair would come through. I don't know. I'm in Canada. Hello, everybody. I'm Greg. I live in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. We're like above Western New York.
Oh my goodness.
For reference, on Lake Ontario. Anyways, so do you have the? Oh my God! I went off on a tangent there.
That's okay.
I fell off the track. Where was I?
So like most people, when I ask, you're adorable. So most people, whenever I ask them, how did you get into this topic? Your answer was great because it follows along with my answer. I was born weird, and so this is what I gravitate towards. But a lot of people will say, I read this book on Bigfoot, in my library, or I saw Legend of Boggy Creek, or like, was there one thing that just really affected you that you?
I mean, I remember. Yeah, I remember a book. I don't know the name of it. It was like a Ripley's book or something, and it had. It had a Patty in it. It had like frames from the PG film in it, and it told the story of Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin. I remember that. It had like Loch Ness Monster in it, like the different wonders of the world, Easter Island, and weird. It left a mark on me, but I don't remember the name of the book or anything.
That's okay.
It was probably a Ripley's book or something.
So
Believe it or not. Yeah.
Would you say it was like Bigfoot mostly that just kind of really drew you into the cryptid community, or is it just the weirdness?
I liked the accessibility of Bigfoot. There's a lot of information on Bigfoot out there. Mm-hmm. So it's more accessible than the more obscure cryptids.
As we recently found.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
But it was the accessibility. I mean, Animal Planet has shows regularly, Discovery Channel, the expeditions and finding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a public interest. And I think Amazon has a lot of documentaries and movies on Bigfoot.
Yes.
Aliens, like they have some alien stuff and haunting stuff, but yeah, I'd say it was probably Bigfoot that did pull me in the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Bigfoot stuff and a vast variety of podcasts to listen to, although you might be on the tie for the best one. Just saying.
Tie.
Shout out to
three-way, right, JB?
Yeah. I love JB and I, we have this very healthy competition where we push each other to be better and better and up our game, but also hype each other up. So it's since he came on board, it's been a game changer, I think, for both of us, because I've gotten great ideas from him. He's given me a lot of good business practices. It's been really good time.
Yeah.
So
it's good to have somebody to motivate you like that.
Oh, for sure. He keeps me on my game for sure, because I'll see him launch something and I'm like, ugh, I totally need to do that. So
why didn't I do that?
It's a healthy competition though. It's not like we'll message each other and be like, hey, I saw that you did this. Can I run something like that? It's very healthy, but also really we don't steal each other's stuff, which is nice, because there's a lot of that happens in the field.
Yeah. And everybody here is nice. So if you want to use someone's idea, ask them. Say, hey, can I use your idea?
Hey, I think it's great that you launched this membership program.
Worst that's going to happen is they say no, and you have to try harder to make your own
you have
ideas.
to make yours different. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so JB wanted to know, Greg, do you have any interesting Bigfoot reports you've found so far in your region of Canada?
Not so much in my region. There's been really wishy-washy ones, oh yeah, my husband swears he saw one crossing the road, but he's an alcoholic. And that's okay.
Yeah.
No, that was actually an interesting one. We were driving around. We actually bought a cottage last year. We were driving around looking at cottages, and we stopped at this garage because it was Bigfoot Automotive or whatever. There was a giant Bigfoot on the sign. So I had to pull over and take a picture with it and be a nerd. And the lady next door was having a garage sale, so I walked over and I was asking her about the sign, and then she told me about her alcoholic ex-husband who saw Bigfoot, and how they use Bigfoot to explain weird things. There was a pile of strangely stacked logs in a field one day, so they said that Bigfoot did it.
Okay.
But
yeah,
it's not even Northern Ontario. It's Middle Ontario, not Middle Earth, but Middle Ontario, Midland. It's actually called Midland.
Is it?
Anyways, yeah.
Fun fact.
No, is it Midland? No. What area is that? Kawarthas? Anyways, it's up there, cottage country.
I need to know, Greg. I need to know. There's gonna be a pop quiz at the end of the show for all my listeners. Yeah, for the listeners.
Oh, you're gonna have to ask them where exactly was that? That was in Minden, Ontario.
That helps.
Halliburton, that's it, the Halliburton region. Anyways,
James?
Also, do you want more?
No, go ahead.
Stories?
Yeah, if there's more stories, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I have one really cool one from the West Coast. A family member's wife is Indigenous to Canada, and her brother lives in BC, and he told me about like the long-term cohabitating with Bigfoot out there. It was really cool. They don't actually like live with them, but they live so closely that they understand, like give them their space, and like they'll hear them mimic too. You'll hear the kids' names being called sometimes. It was really creepy when he was telling me this stuff. It's giving me really goosebumps right now.
Like, those are always really good. So I've heard so many stories of like the Native Americans down here that, you know, they have like a unofficial treaty with the forest dwellers, because and they would like have a territorial boundary, like this is our territory, that's your territory, we stay out of your territory, you don't come steal our babies and eat them, type of thing.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Do you think they actually eat babies?
I mean, I think like back in the day that, I mean, that's food.
Food is food, I guess. They would go after the young, the sick, or the old, right?
Yeah. Yes. And then also the mimicking. I have had a lot of reports of mimicking, and my own mom actually got a recording of something mimicking her dog's name, Cookie, like saying Cookie, like really creepy. So
was it a long-term camping site or something?
No, it was around her house. She lived out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he would hear.
She would call her dog.
The dog in or whatever. Yeah.
And she heard it like right next to the window. So.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, I'm just saying like that's validated, because there are so many encounters of and histories of the natives like living with the Bigfoot in the area, and then also mimicking. So yeah, I think that's phenomenal that you got that story told to you.
Yeah, and told me about his road crossing sighting, and
nice.
One of his friends' uncles, or one of his friends' relatives, were working on like the telephone lines or whatever out in the mountains of BC, like it's like rainforest out there, so it's crazy. Anyways, one was up a tree, and when they looked at him, they think like something happened in their heads where they were just like overcome with so much fear, and they like had to get out of there.
Oh yeah, fight or flight, and then also
you hear about infrasound, or like just some people think maybe it's the hormone, like a hormone they secrete, and that's why they have that smell.
Yeah.
Hormones do have a lot of power on people.
Yeah.
Obviously, like pheromones and that sort of thing make people react to each other in different ways. The same could be said for the opposite reaction, like repulsion, right?
Yeah. I mean, skunks. I'm repulsed by certain smells that people secrete around me.
Yes, absolutely. You have sons too, so
I do. I have 2 little boys that secrete lots of smells. I don't like the word secrete though, so if we could change that'd be great. So
no more secreting on Night Callers Radio.
Thank you for that. There's been worse on Night Callers Bigfoot Radio, I can say.
Oh, sure.
James Matson would like to know, Greg, do you have any books?
Hi, James. Do I own any books, or have I written any books?
Have you written any books?
No, not yet, but I would love to. I would love to start writing books. I've entertained the thought of doing children's books in the past, but
you should.
I could, but I also want to do a heavily like researched and like professionally done Bigfoot study on Ontario, on a local, semi-local Bigfoot encounters from Ontario here, from Northern Ontario. The story of Old Yellowtop.
Oh, do tell.
Yes, this was a famous Bigfoot encounter. Well, there was 4. And the cool thing about it was it happened over 60 plus years, from like, I think it was like 1907 or 1903 until 1970.
Holy crap.
So this thing was seen 4 times over those 60 years, and it was very distinct because while all the hair on its body was jet black, like a black bear, its head was completely blonde. Its mane and its hair was completely blonde. So they call it Old Yellowtop.
That's crazy. So do they think it was the same one or
yeah,
a species of one?
People think it was just the way how it seemed slower in the older encounters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've been doing a bit of research because we did find a cottage up about an hour from that location.
Nice.
So I'll be able to go to the town hall and look up old information that I would need. There's a mining museum. All of the sightings took place at or near mining sites. So I can go to the mining museum and find these locations because there are newspaper articles.
Yeah.
I can go to that city and look up the old newspaper articles themselves, verify
fantastic.
them. Yeah, it's really accessible, and I think I'm speaking to Carrick St. Laurent about this too because he's really interested in the case as well. So we both can only find one book about Old Yellowtop, and it's like a children's book, and the title is weird. It's something like Old Yellowtop and like something about like how it's mystical powers of Bigfoot, and it makes it sound all woo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a weird title. Anyways, I want there to be another book that's factual and like very information driven.
Right. I
while
think
it
that's
still
a fantastic idea.
tells the story. Yeah, I've been able to pinpoint the rough locations of where they are just using the articles and Google Maps and stuff like that. I can't wait to get up there and
that's awesome.
Get up to these sites. Yeah,
that's awesome. I mean, we have you know, our famous Bigfoot sites down here, but that one up there is so little known. I think you have a great opportunity to document that and really, you know, yeah, that's amazing. I can't wait for you to do that. So no rush, but you know, just kidding.
I think it was on Jeremiah's podcast. One of the guests was saying like, find out as much as you can about your hometown cryptid and be that guy, be the guy that knows the most about their own cryptid.
Yeah.
And I think that was really good advice because it's accessible that way. You can follow up on leads. You can go to these locations easily. You're not having to take time off work or travel like hours and hours.
Right.
Just to turn around and drive back, right?
Right. No, that's really smart. And I mean, for some of us, we don't really have a choice. I don't really have a hometown cryptid. I have the Oklahoma octopus, which is not a thing. So, I mean, that's all I got here. Otherwise, I have Bigfoot, which I have to drive like 3 hours for. So, well, I'll take it.
You make the most of it too, though.
Yeah, I do.
It looks like you do, anyways.
I do. That was Lyle Blackburn's episode on Bigfoot Society.
Oh, was it? Okay. So there you go. Okay.
Yeah, according to JB, because JB is on it.
All right.
I think that's amazing, and I cannot wait to see what you do with that. You know me, I will promo the heck out of it, and as I do voice narration for audiobooks, I would be happy to narrate that for you.
You do? I didn't know you did that. What have you done? What have you worked on? What's your resume?
Oh, really? You're gonna make me shout it out on here?
Just name like one that the Bigfoot community would know.
I haven't done any for the Bigfoot community yet.
Oh, okay. What's something fun you did? What was your favorite one?
So I'm just starting out into it, is what I'm trying to tell you.
All right. It's an idea.
Because I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah, and you have nice recording equipment and
I do. It's all set up, ready to go.
Sure is.
There was another question in here. It was wonderful.
Oh, I love wonderful questions.
Alan wants to know, are there any stories of Wendigo up there?
Okay, Wendigo. Not a cryptid. Boom. Cannibals. When somebody goes cannibal, they call them a Wendigo. They lose their mind because they've eaten another human and they go batshit crazy.
So we had the same like argument in the Cryptid March Madness chat, because to me the Rougarou is not a cryptid and skinwalkers are cryptids.
What is the Rougarou then?
The Rougarou is someone who's cursed, like they're cursed and they turn into a
werewolf.
Werewolf, basically. So it's not a Bigfoot creature.
It's from the French term for werewolf.
Loup-garou. Yes.
Loup-garou.
Okay,
yeah.
Close enough. So that's not a cryptid to me, and also
that's a magical being. That's magic.
The skinwalker is not cryptid. That's a nasty human that does bad things to get.
You know what
power.
that is? Magic.
Yes. And if you don't like and subscribe this show, Greg's gonna curse you.
Check that box.
Check that box. You've been warned.
Notifications. Hit the bell. Hit the bell.
So no Wendigo up there.
Cursed. Wait, I was right.
I know you were. You had it right. Why is it backwards? It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Nobody's cursed. Nobody's cursed.
Okay.
It's just it's all for show. It's all for show.
Is it though?
Because you can't curse someone unless you're willing to be cursed yourself.
It's disappointing. But I do live my life by that rule. Fine.
But honestly, if you put that bad karma out there, it's going to come back and bite your ass.
I know. Night callers takes the high road. We always have. I do so in my personal life. Do. It's difficult every single day, but I am a kind person. Even when I shouldn't be.
So God's help me.
Mm-hmm. It's frustrating.
It's confusing that this is the right way.
So, Ashers wants to know, what is your favorite woo theory?
My favorite one. I think that that's a ridiculous term. And I think that's hilarious, so it's my favorite. Anyways, no, I think that it's all scientific. I think it can all be proven to be scientific.
Mm-hmm.
That we just don't understand that science. That's it.
I agree. I have to agree.
Some of it's tall tales, sure, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But I think the consistency of some of these reports, if it's actually happening, there's a scientific reason for it. There's been very interesting studies being done with hair samples. Our friend Mike Ann is doing a UV light study on suspected Bigfoot hairs.
Yes.
Very interesting.
There's a lot of good studies going on that explain the unexplainable. I wanted to go deeper than that, but that's all that could it just makes sense. You know, Doug Hychek's doing a study on infrasound and applying.
Mike's working with him.
Yeah, applying like scientific study to it. And even Ron Moorhead, Quantum Bigfoot, that's a scientific explanation, which people will argue, go for it. At least people are trying to apply science to these things that they can't explain.
I think we're still understanding quantum physics, but the human race just has to advance more, I think.
Agreed.
But
Matt?
Also they have a cool camouflaging capability. They can their senses are heightened, their strength is heightened, their endurance is heightened. Yeah. They're obviously more rugged than we are. They can take the extreme temperatures of North America, especially the regions they're most reported, like the Pacific Northwest.
To me,
it's cold. It's cold in the winter.
The thing that gets me is Matt is aggressively snapping his fingers in support of you right now. So the thing that gets me is that they can survive with the mass that they have on less food than you think they would be able to survive on. Because you would think that the mass that a creature like that has, that they would need to eat almost constantly to keep their energy up, to not, start cutting into that.
Have you seen a moose in real life, face to face?
I have not.
They are massive.
Yes.
These things can survive. Why can't a Bigfoot survive?
I don't know how much mooses eat, though.
Moose eat probably a lot.
Okay.
Probably a lot. They eat mostly plants, right? They're herbivores.
I don't know. There have been reports of deer being taken from deer camps. Like, people have put in reports of watching a Bigfoot take their deer over the shoulder and take off with it. Pets.
Raccoons do the same thing. It's evolution. It's survival. They're going to take the easy food. They're going to take the easy meal for sure.
Yeah. That's true.
Any intelligent being would take the easy meal.
That's true. I think that their bodies are set up differently than ours, and obviously they're a lot healthier than we are. Like, our bodies are conditioned, like, we have to eat constantly GMOs. Or we're gonna die.
They have no GMOs whatsoever. Unless they're stealing pies off grandma's windowsill, then they're eating pretty organically.
Yes. They have a lot cleaner systems than we do,
but
and they're not trained to eat constantly like we are.
I've heard of them dumpster diving, though. Wasn't the guy who does Squatchachusetts, didn't he encounter one at a garbage can?
I don't recall that story. However, I have heard that story a lot.
I feel so bad. I don't remember his name.
There's a casino near where I live where one was reportedly filmed dumpster diving. So
wow.
Bigfoot Crossroads came in clutch with Google and said moose eat 40 to 60 pounds daily.
That's a lot of grass.
That's a lot of grass.
Happy 420, everyone.
Yes.
It's a lot of grass.
Oh my god. I'm like thinking about Snoop Dogg right now. Like, I got off track. Trying to remember if nutrition doesn't decide genetics and survival, it will decide health. It's true.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Greg, have you ever had any cryptid encounters?
I don't know. There's a possibility I heard a Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
I did knocking, and I got responses back.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a public trail, and that could have been another human. I don't know if there was anyone on the trail with us at the time.
Could it have been a bird?
I looked up the woodpeckers in the area, and there were no records of mimicking noises. Somebody said crows. Somebody said crows would mimic.
I've heard them mimic knocking, though. Really?
I made the noises with my mouth.
Oh.
Like a knocking, like a.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
Like a clicking noise, like a tapping noise.
You went like
this. I did originally knock on a stump, and then when I did the video where the actual proof is, I did a mouth noise.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, it was interesting. It could be a person, but I want to think it's a. I want to think it's a Bigfoot. I don't know. I can't prove it though. So, and I want to stay objective. And
yes, it was an experience that was intense enough to keep you going. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I go back there often and do the same thing each time. Nothing back yet, but I haven't been back at the same time of year, so which is May, which is next month. So we'll see.
Pyromedic joined in. Thank you, Pyromedic. He said,
Hello.
Ravens knock with their mouth.
There you go.
So
could have been a raven.
I did not know that.
Do frequent the area. It's an interesting part of this trail. It's part of the Bruce Trail, which runs like from the Bruce Peninsula all the way down to Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Anyways, and this section is like one of the only hemlock forests left in Ontario. So they're like evergreens. So it's very, the woods are very dense in there. And I can totally see that being an ideal place to hide.
Yeah.
To be well camouflaged.
Yeah.
And there are other critters. We saw plenty of little prints and stuff like that. So I'm sure there are deer in the area, and there are definitely like coyotes and foxes and all kinds of animals.
Lots of even things like
to eat. Yeah, totally. There was even black bears that stumble down here once in a while. We had one in our city in a public park. And the whole like police force had to go out, and they didn't have the tranquilizer gun that day, so they had to put it down. It was like a 380-pound black bear.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is, but they could have hurt people.
Yeah.
I see the danger.
Yeah. So
it happens though. So like, if people, I don't know, if a bear does it, like why wouldn't a Bigfoot?
Yeah. No, they do. I've had a lot of encounters, stories submitted of Bigfoot in town, which is surprising, but I mean, food.
Garbage.
Again,
food.
Yeah, garbage. Okay, so what all cryptids have you researched? Is it just Bigfoot, or have you researched other cryptids? Or are you interested in other cryptids?
I am interested in other cryptids. I've researched a lot. I read books, and I watch documentaries. I talk to people. I love talking to people. I just did.
Do you?
I just did it. I don't actually. I really don't. I fear it. I'm nervous. You don't want to even smell me right now. I got the anxiety sweats so bad. My girlfriend's in the other room crying from it. She's being very good. She's keeping the tears, the huffing down. Like,
are you repulsing her with your hormones right now?
I am. My fear hormones are going through the roof. They're just
Poor thing. Well, anyways, I think that you're great at talking to people.
Yeah, I mean,
like so you guys, y'all can follow. So I've been on Greg's show quite a bit. We have a group on Clubhouse called Cryptocasters, and you can join and talk to Greg and other people like Greg about cryptids. You can join the cryptid community on Clubhouse, and it is very welcoming and inclusive, and we love everybody that joins us and has questions. It's a great time, and Greg talks to you there with no fear.
I talk at you. And I ask the hard questions.
He does. You do. You do
I do. Someone has to.
Yes. So recently we had, so speaking of you researching other cryptids, recently Greg decided to make all of us in the community research other cryptids.
Everyone.
It was like where you have to do a research paper on something and then present it. It was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Present to the class.
But he made it fun. He made it Cryptid March Madness. So each region had a team, and we had to find our own cryptids, research them, write up a presentation, and then we all had to present, and then we went head to head with other regions. So I was the team captain of the Mid-South region. And so we had 5 people on the team. We covered the Falk monster. We covered Rougarou. We covered the Ishkatini, which is a shape-shifting witch bird thing. We covered the Ozark Howler, the Gaurau. We covered a lot in the Mid-South, and half of them I had never heard of in my life. It was awesome. I learned so much from listening to that entire series and then doing my own research. And like you said earlier, having to find one in my area, it was a challenge. Because I kept trying to go outside my area, like with Thunderbird and stuff like that. But finding one in my area, I actually was able to, and it was really exciting. But it was fascinating learning about all these other cryptids. There were the space penguins and the specter moose. Like, I had never heard about these. So listening to those presentations, I was just blown away by these weird phenomenon that I had never heard of in my life. Now I have been pretty much Bigfoot my whole life, but it was really amazing. So this is the kind of stuff that Greg offers on this show. And it's like an open invitation. You go, you listen, you join in. It's really amazing, you guys. So you guys can join in the fun on Cryptocasters by downloading the Clubhouse app and finding all the weird on Cryptocast or on Clubhouse. And also you can follow Greg on Instagram at all.the.weird and at Cryptocasters. Okay, go ahead. That's my spiel.
I think you got it.
Yeah, I nailed it. That's your hype. That's your hype for the night.
That was incredible. That was 4 episodes I devoted to that. So we had the 3 teams from the Midwest, the Mid-South, and the Northeast.
Yeah.
And we had 3 judges. I'm like, I can't decide. Like, it's not.
Yeah. Well, we're all your
fair
friends.
To me. It's too much stress. So I'm like, who can I put this tremendous burden on? And like automatically, I think that like Mr. Sam Sheeran can do anything. So I'm like, Mr. Sam Sheeran, come be a judge. And he's like, absolutely, mate, I'm there. And I'm like,
yes.
And then I'm like, Carly from the Haunted Housewives podcast.
Yes.
She is the Village Tarot Witch on Instagram.
And TikTok.
She's like, hi, hello. Yes, I'll definitely judge because I love listening to stories and free stories. Yay. So she came on, and my buddy Mothman46, because he likes to roast people. And I was really hoping he would roast more people, but
he didn't. He
did
so
a tremendous
kind.
job. He was such a gentleman, and he had so many good things to say about the whole thing, and learned a lot. Like everybody learned a lot from this whole thing. Anyways,
it was
awesome. The Northeast did take it home this year because they paid off the judges, of course.
They did.
But they did, totally. Come on.
I mean, Mid-South had it in the bag. But
they did.
Okay.
They did.
It's okay. It's all right. That just makes me want to do better next time because we're going to take it next time. It's fine.
Right.
I even have my war face on.
You guys had Joss and Monique from Fright Life Paranormal podcast. But they live in Oregon. They live in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
So I want you to have more time to find people who are actually from the Mid-South.
Yes.
And see how much better they can do. Yes.
Yeah, I can do
and that. I want to put them, and I want them to compile a team.
Yeah.
From the Pacific Northwest.
Yes. Yeah.
I want people from those regions because it's accessible for them. They can find out cool stuff we never heard before because they can go to the library in town and look up this stuff in old newspapers.
Like I said, there's so many ideas that you can spin off of this. And one of them for me was cryptids that we have here that people wouldn't think we had here, which was kind of the point. But like Thunderbird, we have Thunderbird sightings here in Oklahoma. We have sightings like that, but everyone thinks Thunderbird. They think, Van Meter visitor, or they think, different areas that have had that aren't here. And I'm like, no, we have that. We have that here. So that would also be, something that I would like to add in next time is like, maybe we do have the same cryptid here. Let me tell you the stories that happen in our geographical area.
Totally. Yeah.
So
you never know. Like it's hard to get into the community. I think it's kind of a guarded. It's been a guarded community. Like there's Facebook groups and stuff, and like you kind of have to dig in there and like get these people to become very comfortable with you to get any kind of information from them.
It's kind of hard.
It's hard. It is hard. Yeah. But I think the group surrounding Clubhouse and the podcast community, I think they're making it a more accessible community, making this information more mainstream. The work that Small Town Monsters and Alex Petikoff does, it's amazing stuff. I think it's really current, and it presents the cases like a news story almost.
Yes, those are my favorite. Honestly, I'll be completely honest. I have not watched a ton of Bigfoot documentaries or shows over the years.
You shouldn't, some of them are honestly.
Just a little bit hard to watch, but Small Town Monsters, I've seen every single one because they are brought across in a way that is just, they do such a great job. And so I've seen every one of them. I'm a huge fan, huge fan. I've had Seth on.
Same.
I do need to have Alex on now that I think about it. Huh.
Yeah, for sure. You do need to get Alex on.
Yeah.
Call that man.
Yes. So, Patrick Vaughn had a statement, and I thought it was really interesting. I've had Patrick on before. He was a great guest. He's one of my favorite researchers. He said, "I've really wondered if all of it's paranormal and just presented differently to different people." And I've actually had someone else kind of tell me that same thing.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
If it just something manifests differently to different people. So what are your thoughts on that?
There's so much about even the human brain that we don't understand. Like Ron Moorhead talks about it a bit, about the pineal gland, and we don't understand its use.
Yeah,
it's there in our brains, but we don't know, like if that gets damaged or something, maybe it makes us more able to see the cloaking of a Bigfoot.
Right.
Maybe it is only visible to some people. Maybe it actually is blurry in a camera.
Yeah.
You cannot focus on it, maybe. Although Patty was pretty clear.
She was pretty clear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's...
Maybe they adapted. They're like, oh crap, they got her. Now we have to adapt.
Okay, they do adapt. I will say,
they
like,
do.
20 years ago, if we went out in the woods and did wood knocks, we would get a response. Now, if you do wood knocks, they're like, okay, the human's announcing itself. Good for it. Yeah, so, like, they do adapt, because what we study, we also change, right? So, yeah. All right, let me look real quick, make sure. If you have any questions for Greg, please type them in all caps.
All caps.
All the caps.
Or be cursed.
What do you have any big plans for Cryptocasters coming up that you can share with us?
I have big plans for Clubhouse, for Cryptocasters. Cryptocasters, yes, we're having an amazing takeover next week, next Thursday, the 28th. Spook Eats, Amanda W., she is taking over with some authors from the Feminine Macabre.
Okay.
So she is going to run the show.
Nice.
And interview 5 female writers.
I love it.
Who are all into the spooky, paranormal, cryptidy, wonderful stuff. Witchy.
That's amazing.
We love all the weird. All the weird loves all the weird.
It's true.
Yes.
I think it's so funny. Like, I used to say that before I even ever met you. I used to put that in my speech about night callers. It's like we study this, and all the weird in between. because it just fits. And then when I saw your tag on Instagram, I'm like, oh, somebody turned that into a podcast. Yeah. Like, I was so excited about it. I was stoked though. I wasn't like mad. I was stoked.
It's just my Instagram. I mean,
yeah.
I just started my own club on Clubhouse. So there's the Cryptozoology Club. Mm-hmm. And I love that. And Cryptocasters is a cryptozoology based Clubhouse room / podcast or whatever. But I want to talk about all the weird stuff. So I started an All the Weird Club, so we can have conversations about tarot cards or the Ouija board or aliens or UFOs and whatever. We can talk about whatever. All the weird.
What would you say your favorite session has been so far on Clubhouse?
My favorite session?
Mm-hmm. So far.
They're like all my babies. They're all my babies.
Which one stands out that you just like? Oh my God. If you were to tell someone to tune into Clubhouse recorded episodes, which one would you say?
Oh, well, I don't have it recorded, but I would have to say my episode with like two of my best friends, Mothboy Matt and Yami, and that was awesome. We were going to interview Mark Matsky from Small Town Monsters, but he had to cancel at the last minute for unforeseen circumstance. But we got Mr. Aaron Deese to come on with us.
I love Aaron.
Yeah, and Aaron from hey_strangeness on Instagram. He is amazing, and everybody should go check out him and his wife Sarah's stuff over at Hey Strangeness for sure. But yeah, that's my favorite. I love interacting with my friends, and you're all seriously like all of you are my friends, and I'm meeting lots of new people too through this.
Yeah.
I do a like bring your friend episode. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
You brought Luke Gross with you.
Yeah.
He was amazing. I wish that I had that one recorded.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a hard hitter because we had me, Luke Gross, Matt Knapp from Bigfoot Crossroads, Shane Corson from Monster X. Yeah. Like that was a hard hitting episode, man.
Yeah.
A lot of good info on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I brought a woman who runs the Bigfoot Canada Facebook page.
Yes, I remember her. I actually added her afterwards and chatted with her.
Yeah, she's cool. Amazing. Her name's Deb, and she's also in Ontario. But her grandparents had a Bigfoot encounter in the town where we bought our cottage.
Really?
Yes, so I'm gonna look into that a little bit too.
Yes. That is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what I'll do with that. I might put it in an article. Yes, I wrote an article for Paranormality Magazine.
Yes.
On the Ouija board.
Yes.
So that's coming out in May. And
very cool.
I'm hoping to write articles for the monthly. So
that would be amazing. You'd be perfect for that.
Why, thank you.
Huge fan of the Grand Poobah of the Weird.
Huge. Thank you.
So do you have anything else that you would like to add? Any shout outs you want to do? You want to thank your mom, thank your dog?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Lily, the schnoodle. I love how she wakes me up in the morning to pee, and how she barks at everybody that walks by the house. I just want to thank her for that. Not. Yeah, I just dissed my dog on a national podcast.
International, right. Actually. We're worldwide.
Feel it, Lily. Anyways. No, I love to. Was that all the time I had, or can I actually shout?
No, go for it. No. I just,
I need to shout out on Wednesdays We Talk Weird. podcast by Ashers and
Yes.
Pato.
Yes.
They're going to be coming on live with me on Instagram on all.the.weird in May 3rd. May 3rd. Watch my Instagram. It'll be on there. They're going to come on live with me. We're going to talk about weird stuff.
Yes.
I got Amanda doing the Clubhouse next week on Cryptocasters, the Feminine Macabre Takeover. And I have everybody has an amazing podcast coming out this week, next week, maybe the week after. But everybody I know has amazing content. Today I listened to Campfire Tales of the Strange and Unusual, their latest podcast. It was a great episode. Give it a listen. It was on tulpas and a baby that died or something. No, yeah, it was bad. Anyways, there's dead children in it. There's warnings.
Trigger warning.
I'm sorry. I should have given a warning beforehand.
It's okay.
Just rewind it and remember, this is a warning. There is some sensitive content coming up. Rewind it back to the 55-minute mark.
So I've seen a lot of good ones from Campfire here recently, and
they're wonderful.
Well, there was someone else that was really good, and it was on Wendigos, I think. Oh, I cannot remember. It was one of our crew that did one on Wendigo recently, and it was so good. Yeah, can't remember. I'll think of it.
I can't remember either.
I saw it because it popped up in my Messenger, actually, which is a new feature that people are doing.
What is that?
Sending, well, in my DMs.
On Facebook?
No, on Instagram. They're sending it like they post it and then they send it directly to my DMs so that I know that they posted it. And yeah, that's a thing that's happening now. Don't recommend.
People actually talk to you?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, they're
nobody
just
talks to me, so I think everyone's just scared that I'm going to curse them or something. You can contact me on all.the.weird. Please follow.
It was Campfire that did. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Campfire.
They do. They send out like a message when the new episode comes in.
Yes. Campfire did the Wendigo. I knew it was them.
Yes.
But yes,
yeah,
they send
I love
out a
that
message.
episode. They did a very good episode on the Wendigo.
Yes.
I think theirs is excellent, and I love their opinions and thoughts on the matter.
Yeah. I knew it was them. But yes, you guys can follow Greg on his Instagram and talk to him. He will not curse you. I don't talk to you just because I think you're busy all the time.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I don't talk to most people. I think they're way busier than I am, and so they must be extremely busy, and so I don't want to bug them.
Yeah.
Also, I overthink a little bit, and I'm a sensitive little llama, so yeah, that's a thing.
Have you seen alpacas? They're like smaller and fluffier.
And floofier.
Floofy, they're wonderful.
You want to have a picnic?
I'd be an
alpaca
lunch. I like it. My dad's proud.
JB's proud. I love it. Jeremiah's the ultimate dad. I don't care what you say. He is. It's a thing. He's probably left the chat, but he is.
I feel like I'm from Western Mass.
Yeah.
Just because of Jeremiah.
JB. He's always the one that keeps everything clean and
pure.
And pure. Like, he's had to shut me down so many times when I get to talking about Bigfoot erotica, which we could just have a Cryptocasters on Bigfoot erotica.
Open topic, you say?
He's like, I'm sorry to be the dad, but... And I'm like, no, you're not.
No.
You crushed my soul.
We can't talk about that Brazilian cryptid.
It's rude. Crushes my soul.
That's what I'd like to do, an obscure cryptid night. Like the weirdest cryptids you've ever heard of.
We need to do that.
We do.
Although I feel like we covered that kind of with like the spectral moose and the space
penguins.
My
god. Yeah, they were pretty weird, but there's weirder. There's definitely weirder.
The squonk's pretty weird and sad.
There's this like alien, there's this alien looking one from Brazil that is called the chupacu, but it means the ass sucker.
Does he have an OnlyFans? It? Asking.
We'll go with it. We're not sure.
I don't judge. It's 2022. Are you trying to remember if it has an OnlyFans? I was kidding.
I am. I don't think it has any social media.
Oh, okay.
But that's like those are those racy sites though.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just wondering
I don't know
because there's a lot of animals that actually eat the hind end of dead animals, like possums eat the hind end of dead animals.
Hind end?
The hind end. And look, even though I represent possums all day long.
I represent, look, I forgot to show everybody. I am wearing pants, by the way.
Oh, check it.
It's the Moth Boys. They're having their Cryptid Bash in August. I should shout that out too.
Yes.
I have my Airbnb for it. I'm going to be there.
Cryptid Bash, August 5th through the 6th, I believe.
6th. Just one day.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure everybody's welcome whenever they show up.
The pre-party
sounds like a good little town.
Yes. JB asked me if I was going, and if I can swing it, that would be amazing. I would love to go meet all of you. All of you.
All of y'all. I think it's a 6-hour drive for me.
So the Clubhouse app, so you'll actually just go to either, if you have iPhone or Android, you'll go to your Google Play Store or the Apple, apps, and you'll download the Clubhouse app. Once you do, you just search all.the.weird, and when you find Greg, you follow him, and then you can find Cryptocasters and all the fun things that Greg does.
All the weird.
Yes, all the weird things. So, let me... Clubhouse app on
in the show notes.
On Apple or Android, because used to it wasn't on Android, right?
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. We've come a long way.
It was only on Apple during the beta testing.
Yeah.
So I run on Apple, so I was lucky enough to get in early.
Yeah.
And get my actual name.
Yeah.
The same name as my Instagram, so I hate that when I have to have like
different ones.
Handles.
That's rough.
Ugh.
Yeah. I had to do that for I think Reddit, and then like on Reddit you can't change it. It was really frustrating. I don't even use Reddit anymore because I was so frustrated. That's me as a person.
Yeah.
However,
my email, if somebody wants to email me, is alltheweird.official@gmail.com. I feel like such a nerd. All the weird official.
All the weird official.
It's like, I'm so famous, I'm official.
Is it all one thing, like no dots or anything?
Yeah, it's really pathetic. It's like, you cannot use dots in a Gmail name. I'm like, what?
Email Greg daily with positive affirmations.
I will curse your entire audience.
Daily, guys. Oh no, upside down is even better. So if you need to email, if you have some awesome cryptid sightings that are along the lines of what Greg is researching for his book or in his area, you can email him at alltheweirdofficial@gmail.com.
That's good.
Okay.
Sounds
You're
good.
welcome.
And yeah.
Reddit is sassy. JB, you are correct. Reddit is so sassy. It's frustrating. Sassier than me, and I think that's why it frustrates me so much.
That's pretty sassy.
Yeah, it's pretty sassy. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Were there any more questions?
Let's make sure.
Did anyone just want to say hello? Hi. Hi,
people
Mom.
have been saying hello to you this whole time. Like, you have a huge fan
Who?
club. You are the
Hi.
grand poobah of all the weird.
I can't see anything. I'm just on this boring screen looking at myself.
Really? You haven't seen all the things popping up?
No, I can only see like from here up. That's all I can see.
Really?
Before I could only see from like here up. I could just see my fez like floating around.
So, I mean, J-Dodd shouted you out.
Jonathan Dodd.
Yeah,
oh my
he
God.
shouted you out. JB, Ashers, Mothboy.
Mothboy. Which
like,
Mothboy?
Mothboy Matt.
Mothboy Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it figures.
Kip Morrill.
Morrill.
Yeah, that's what I said. Kip Morrill, he said, I like your last name, dude.
Yeah, he said that before. Whatever. It's a name.
Kip.
Get over it, Kip.
You know who we're missing? You know who we're missing? We're missing Tater.
Where's Tater Ominous?
Tate Harunamoose.
Tater Ominous.
See, look, J-Dodd said again. Hi, Greg.
Hi. John, I love you, dude.
Everybody loves John.
I want to thank your audience for listening in and hearing the things I had to say.
Yeah,
really nice
they loved you. They loved you.
Thanks,
and
man.
I love that I can throw like a serious researcher at them, and I can throw like Ron Moorhead at them, and then I can bring people like you on that are fun and informative, and they're just like, this is badass. I love your
people like me, Canadians?
Yes, but I didn't want to say that because that sounded rude.
Damn it. Canada is magic.
It is magic. I'm jealous.
Milk in bags, yo. Milk in
bags. And kindness. It's the kindness that gets me, all the kindness. Kindness, Greg. Greg, you want to shout out that outro and then we can call it a night?
The outro?
Yeah.
What's the outro? Was I supposed to memorize something?
My outro.
Well, did you send me a script?
No.
How am I supposed to remember your outro?
You always make me say my outro on your show. Okay, you could do your outro.
Just be kind, okay?
Just that.
Just be nice to people.
Just be nice to each other. That's all. Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind, and then never mind.
No, you were close though. Nice effort.
I sound too angry about it. You have to say it. I'm just angry. I'm like, just be kind, damn it.
Are you Russian? I thought you were Canadian. Calm down.
Okay, you're gonna have to do it.
Throw an in there and a boot.
That was a real beauty, eh?
Thank you. I've been waiting the whole show for that. It was worth the wait.
Thanks for not being a hoser.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Greg, for coming on tonight. Thank you, everybody, for asking such wonderful questions and being so supportive of our comedic genius.
What?
And
remember you asked me a question earlier and you're like, I'm going to use this later. Do we have to remember that still?
Nope.
No.
Happy 420, everybody, which is why probably why Greg can remember whatever he just said and I can't. So that's nice.
Oh, because you got high before this?
No.
Damn it.
Wish I did. I'd probably remember what the hell you just said.
No, you said where I heard stories from. You asked where I heard stories from.
Mm-hmm.
And I said the Kawarthas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the pop quiz.
And you said you were going to use that later.
Pop quiz, everybody.
So the answer is the Kawarthas.
Well, there were like 7 different names that you threw out, so.
So which other names did I throw out? There's the real question.
Yep.
First one to answer, I'll send them a sticker.
What if I answer? Can I answer?
You know all of them that I threw out? Okay. All right.
I'm an expert interviewer.
Yeah, I'll send you another sticker.
I've sent another sticker. I really have like so many.
I have new stickers. You don't have my new stickers.
I don't have your new stickers.
I have the Do the Woo with the Sasquatch coming through a portal. I have the Flatwoods Monster.
Okay, so it was Minden and Halliburton. Okay,
Minden, Halliburton.
Kawartha.
And I said Kawartha's Midland. I also said Midland. I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
I was getting there. You said not Middle Earth, but Midland. I'm not sure if it's called Midland in the Kawarthas. Haha.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine, you win.
Okay. I'll send you some stickers too. Okay.
I've lost all your Bigfoot people, haven't I?
No, they're still there. They're hanging tight. They are along for the ride. You can tell exactly which ones have partaken in 420 because they are still there. They're elbow deep. Man. They're like elbow deep in a bag of Cheetos right now, and they're like, "This is great."
This is like my American voice. This guy's great, man. Canadian guy is all up there doing A's and stuff.
They sound like Bobo. All Americans sound like Bobo.
They do sound like Bobo. You know Bobo's enjoying 420.
He is. Come on. He's enjoying it for everybody.
I hope so.
Respectfully.
I'd love to smoke a joint with that dude. He just seems like the kindest man ever.
He does. He does. I've heard stories of him like camping and stuff and just like an absolute hoot.
For sure. Yeah. Keep it squatchy.
Keep it squatchy. All right, everybody.
Squatchy dudes.
Thank you all for coming out tonight, for taking time out of your festivities to support us and to support Greg at all.the.weird. Stay safe, be kind, and we will see y'all next time.